Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Marley Marv. Welcome to my channel. Growth is infinite, and that's because
growth is infinite.
I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. We got a special guest here with me, one of my close brothers, one of my friends that I talk to on a regular basis. And when I say friend, meaning like not just someone I'm cool with, someone like that helps me if I'm in a financial position where I need help, that helps me as far as talking about my emotion, that helps me as far as talking about when I'm angry with my wife. Like, this is a definition of a true friend, you know what I mean?
Brother, and it's vice versa. Anything I need, I could call this man. Like, and we don't have too many people in our lives that we could keep in contact with. And if we're going through something, anything we're going through, I could call him and he's gonna be there every time. There's no like, oh, I gotta wait 2 days or 6 days. No, he helps me. I help him, and that's what like grown black men should be on. That's the type of time.
Couldn't have been said any better. I'm gonna let him tell him a little bit about you, what you're doing, man, and you know what you've been up to.
Well, for the past, I would say, well, now 2021, I made a goal that when it comes before 2022, I was going to not work for another company or something like that. So that's what I've been striving to do. I have a talk show, Aware Hafeez. Sorry, I'm a little rusty.
Check them out.
Stop. Aware Hafeez. I have a talk show on my YouTube channel, Aware Hafeez, called Everything in School, where I get people from the community and I ask them questions that helps other people. Like, because everything is school. Every day is school. Every time we have to learn something. Like, and I don't want to do one thing and then make the same mistake again. No, I have to learn off that one thing. So that's school. So I have that. I have 2 albums that I put out this year, which is called, one's Can't Stop a Bullet. One is called Man of Honor.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, okay. And I have working on another album called Super Empath right now. And I also help people get through narcissistic entanglements, like, and how to get out of those type of things, and then how to like start healing and bettering themselves. And I'm in the process of doing that too, because I'm not all the way 100% healed, but I just felt like that was one of my purposes in life, is to help people. And that is the one way that I can help somebody, because you should never go through something and not help people that's going through that same thing. So I'm going to put myself out there in that way. And then I've also just started my business. We're in my office now, which is like an accomplishment, and it's a blessing. It's a blessing. And me and my brother, we're pushing to be better every day. And I'm not going to lie, like, even right now in my life, I'm going through trials and tribulations, a lot of adversity. Like, I lost a loved one. And we were just talking about that before the camera came on. Like, when you're going through something like that amount of adversity is just crazy, because some people have significant others at home that they could just go lay in a bed with and hold them. Like, I don't have that. You know what I mean? So it's like now I'm just dealing with all of this. I'm processing all of this by myself, along with all the other things that I just named, and just trying to get better as a person. Like, and it's going to keep working, and it's going to keep going. And my favorite saying is, I'm going to keep shining, I'm going to keep growing, and I'm going to keep glowing.
Hey, man, thank you. That was enough said, man. I was telling my brother too, I was like, sometimes I can't remember exactly how I said it though, but like, when the darkest times help us shine the most, you know what I mean? Like, if it wasn't for our dark times, we wouldn't be able to be as bright as we are in certain situations. And me and him went through a lot, man. We pretty much knew each other for over how many years?
Long, I would say 20.
Yeah?
Probably more.
Wow. That many years. Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Flies by. And we just got to a place though where we've been maturing. Like, we knew each other before just on some wild, running crazy, not caring about life.
You want to bring up that story? Because I know you do. That's what it seems like you're going with it.
Nah, I wasn't really going there. But
Marv, don't talk about it no more.
Nah, like, he don't like when I bring it up.
But this will help.
This is what's crazy. This is how everything's divine. This is God in the making right here, because I knew Hafeez growing up. He knew me. We were always cool. I got into a place in my life. Yeah, from
our summer together at a summer job before that too.
Right, exactly. And I got to a point in my life where I was running wild. I got up with the wrong crowd. And I guess one night, to like sum it all up, we went out. Hafeez had an issue with someone else, one of the people that I hung with. You know what I mean? Or let me say, the guy had an issue with Hafeez.
Yeah.
Hafeez really isn't a troublemaker.
No, not
he
at all.
he don't do that
No.
like that. You know what I mean? So, long story short, they start fighting, whatever.
Yeah.
Now me, I know Hafeez, but I've been hanging around with this guy a lot. My homie right here. I jumped in the fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, wait. So Hafeez looks at me. He's like,
Marv,
yo, I try to hit him.
Like,
You know what I mean? He dips
Yo,
it. It was like the Matrix. He's like this. Like, I'm like, how he?
Yeah, that
like he know Neo personally or something from the Matrix.
I just don't like getting hit.
Yeah. So like, but he looked so baffled. He was like, Marv.
Yeah, I would have never
Like,
expected it.
For one, this dude's new out here too, but we just been, again, smoking, drinking. I thought the love was real because our relationship though was built off drugs. It wasn't really, we were thorough. It's just someone who I smoked and drank with on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So he's looking like, man. So, but after that, I see Hafeez all the time. He's like, yo, you know, you got to see me for that.
Yeah. It was
so
crazy.
I'm like, it was a couple times where he had called me out. And honestly, on that type of, when he was on that, I wasn't on. I'm like, damn,
You're like, no, we shouldn't be fighting in the first place.
You know, I'm like, man. He's like, yo, I'm gonna catch you. So it was one night, I ended up seeing him.
About it.
And I saw him in the club, and I said, "Listen, man, you know I can't run from you. I know you want your fair one, and you deserve that. Like I did a lot of foul stuff. I said disrespectful stuff, and I said, as a man, I apologize. And I said, if you want to, we can go fight.
Yeah, but I didn't apologize.
I apologize.
If somebody does that to you, you can't do nothing but respect it. Because that's what happened. I respected that. Like, yo, that's just dope. Like, that let me know right there that you was a different type of person. Because that's something that I would have did. Like, I'll be like, yo, like, I don't even have no problem with this person, and I'm going through this for somebody else. And that's when I knew that you was a different kind of person, bro. And then after that, after you took a vacation.
Right.
And then we both, like, ended up in the same meeting. Like, we went to a drug and alcohol
AA meeting, how they say it.
Yeah, and we ended up seeing each other, and we've been cool ever since, man. And it just, our friendship grows more and more and more. It's not going backwards. It's growing more and more and more. Like, the trust is not getting messed up. He's not, like, trying to get with one of my women or none of his, you know what I mean? Like, we don't have to worry about those kind of things. And he also shows me what a real friend is. Like, I'm going to give a quick story of this real fast. I started my business. I asked Marv. He said, no, I didn't even ask you. You volunteered to come help me. So you came and helped me, right? Free of charge. He helped me for like an hour, like 2 hours. So then this other guy, like at some point, he was in a bad position and I helped him out. And I'm like, all right, you can come stay at my house and I'll help you till you get on your feet. Do you know that person, I'm doing this favor for this person, they didn't even want to help me because they figured they wasn't getting nothing out of the situation. But my brother would come there and do it free of charge. And that just helps me understand like what a real friend is. And in a lot of instances, when you have a real friend, you'll understand like how you shouldn't be being treated. And I would say that. Right.
And you know, like I never would have thought from our shaky relationship from back then that we'd be as tight as we are now, because I didn't think, you know, for him to forgive me, like he forgave me, like I disrespected him. He could have held on to that. He could have caught me slipping so many times, but he forgave me. And then this is the person, this is why, you know, I know we put too much emphasis on family sometimes, like, you know, because it's blood, but honestly, this is family right here. I was in a position where closing in on my house. I'm about to buy a house and I was short. And, you know, and I'm just talking to him like I normally talk, not asking for anything. I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm trying to close, but I need about like $3,000 or something like that. And he's like, I got you. With no hesitation. I'm like, damn, like I'm talking to people in my family and ain't no one really in a position or wanting to do that here.
Even if they had it.
A friend. And then on top of that, someone who we had this mix back in the day was like, here, no, I got you. Then I'm like, well, I need your bank account information. And he sends me his bank account information. People don't do that.
No, they don't.
Ain't nobody just giving you their bank account information. So he gave me his account information, man. I ended up closing on my house, man. And in the house I live in today, man, he played a part in me. And that really spoke to me. I'm like, man, like I want to cherish the real friends that I come across today, because it's rare that you come across someone that's genuine and authentic. Most of the time, people are loving with people with motives.
And
like,
they want something out of it. They want something out of it. And that's why, for the most part, me and you are like the same. We don't be around a lot of people. Like, because we've been through that track of life of people using us and abusing us, and we don't want to go through that no more, and we have to be smart. Like every day is a battle. We're fighting battles within ourselves, in our heads. Like I'm not I wanted to say this just because, like, because earlier I was like, this is the perfect time, right? Like right now in my life, I'm struggling. I'm struggling. Like I'm not gonna lie. Not even in a financial aspect. Just as far as juggling everything that's going on at this exact time. Like I haven't been going to the gym. My appetite's been off. Like all of those kind of things. And it's never too late to reel it in. Long as you realize, again, being aware of it. You know what I mean? Like tomorrow, you could start right now. Don't say, okay, Monday I'm going to start. Monday I'm going to start, because it'll keep going by.
Right.
But we have to know that we have to change these things within ourselves. Like I have adjustments that I have to make that only I know that I can make. Like
Right.
even if I did just experience the most, like, I don't even, what word would I use? Like the saddest part in my life, like I feel like, and it affected me in a way. It affected me in a lot of ways, and then now I'm realizing it, and now I have to be strong and deal with it. Because we could keep on going and keep on running from these problems, but at some point we're gonna have to address them. Like I have to address this, and I have to be a man and take what I have to get, and take these lessons and learn from it and move on and grieve and just be a person. There's nothing wrong with just being a person. Like I'm a person. Like I feel these feelings. Like, you know, like people get sad, people hurt. We men, but we do still feel these things. But it's never too late to adjust. It's never too late to adjust and make these adjustments to be better. And that's where I'm at now. So that's why I feel like I have to say that.
Well said, well said. We wanted to just talk briefly when that leads up to what he was just saying, is as far as you have to put in the work. Like, and that's what I wanted to talk a little bit on, like put in the work in, because sometimes we look at the finished work and we want that person's life. Like you see the person riding in the Audi and you're like, man, but you don't know how many hours he put in night studying to get the degree or what he had, or we don't know what he went through. And there's certain steps and certain work that you have to put in to get what you want. You know what I mean? And that's what he was just saying, as far as when he got to a place where he was, he stopped doing things that were keeping him strong. He stopped putting in the work to keep him with that healthy mental state, to keeping him with that positive attitude. You don't just wake up happy all the time. Like you just don't. There's things I have to, like when I wake up some mornings and I'm stressed, I have to force myself to go walk around the lake. When I go walk around that lake, I see the birds chirping, I see the sun shining. It helps change my perspective. But if I didn't make a decision to go walk around that lake, if I didn't put the work in to do, my attitude would have stayed the same.
It would have stayed the same. Yeah, we do. That's how, like, us growing up, that's how it is. We're just like instant gratification.
Right.
And that's where like hating and all that kind of stuff comes into play, because people are looking at that person that has these things, but they don't know what they went through to get those things.
Right.
Like even because you're in a great position, I'm in a good position. Like, but people would think that, oh, we just got this easily. Like, they don't know how many nights you cried. They don't know how many nights I cried. They don't even know how many 8-hour days I worked at my job and then came here and put 4 and 5 more hours in.
Right.
And then go home and get some sleep, and then I got to do it all over again. People don't know, like, yeah, it takes work to make everything happen for us. Like, it's taking work, and there's a lot more work we got to do. It ain't stopped yet.
Just like exercising. You can't go to the gym and just think you're going to get biceps in 20 minutes. Like, that takes work. You have to start off. You have to start somewhere. Putting in work, too. Starting somewhere. You know, and I found myself, me and him was talking earlier, in a stale place. Like, I was, like, going, not backwards, but I was just becoming complacent. Hey, what's up, y'all, man? We apologize for that. It cut off on me.
Technical difficulties.
You know, so, but just to pick up, I was saying the behaviors were creeping back in because I was getting complacent. And complacency sometimes will hold you back. Like, you could just get to a place where you're like, oh, I don't even got to do that much. And you have to. Like, these are things, especially as me being a man and a husband and a father, there are things that I have to do to keep my house in order. Because if I'm not in order, my house is not in order, you know?
Everything's all out of whack. It's like we have to have determination, like a strong will of determination to make ourselves better. Like, it's an everyday fight. Every single day, whereas, like, even just getting out of the bed. Just to get out of the bed is a fight sometimes. Like, I've been, like wearing my body out. But sometimes it's good to sleep. You know what I mean? So you got to find that good balance on everything.
Yeah. Yeah, and it all goes back to, again, though, you have to put the work in.
You gotta put the work in.
You have to.
You gotta
And I'm
put the
seeing,
work
as
in.
I'm looking around in society, and as I'm looking, like, even along the lines of some of my friends and family, like, everybody wants. Like, everyone wants, but they don't want to do anything to get. Like, you know what I mean? In order to receive, you got to give. You got to do something. Like, you know, like, you can't get a job. I could be like, God, I need a job, and next day ain't nothing happened. God, where you at? I need a job. Well, Marv, you ain't gonna put no applications in.
Yeah, if you ain't put applications,
you gotta put applications.
How it's gonna happen for
How
you?
bad do you want the job?
Yeah. You don't even want the job.
Right.
Yeah, do you want it, or are you just sitting there having something to say?
Or you want somebody to give it to you?
You want somebody to give it to you, and that's not gonna happen.
Because it's not. And I waited around along my life just thinking, I don't know who I thought I was, but people supposed to just give me everything. I'm a cool person, so everyone's just supposed to give me. Yeah, give me. No, I've been through this, so no, it's not right what I went through as a child. And I got to work.
Yep.
I got to work. Even putting out content like this isn't easy. You have to work at it. You know what I mean?
We would have to even say what happened. Like, it stopped. Like, in the middle of the video, it stopped. We was cooking, too. We was cooking it up, and it stopped. But I'm like, you know what? Let's keep it going. We have to keep it going. And that gets frustrating in itself. It's hard work. Everything is hard work. That means something.
Right.
Like, and to prioritize it, right? We were just talking about that, too. You got to have all these things in place. All these things in place for this hard work. Like, you not just be running around here aimlessly and expecting nothing to happen. Because how you going to get reciprocity if you're not putting anything out to get it?
That's true.
And that's what a lot of people do. Like, now I realize, like, because I was that same way. I'll be wondering, like, okay, why I'm not getting this? Why I'm not getting this? Even as far as music. Why am I not getting a record deal? I'm not even in a race thinking that I'm going to get a record deal. I'm not even putting my music out, but I think that's something supposed to happen for me. Nothing's going to happen. Like, that would be the analogy. Nothing's going to happen if you're not doing nothing. Like, I have to put in all these hours, and then I'll look at my sister. She's, like, up here in the business. You know what I mean? But I just started, so I got to humble myself and work on getting up in the business. You have to put the work in. I couldn't just come in the office and sit here. If I did that for a month, I wouldn't have an office. You know what I mean? You got to put the work in.
You know what? Listening to you too, Haf, I think too, what slow the work you got to put in is hard, and I think, like, you don't want to have to go through, like, the nights of staying up late, because, like, honestly, I want to just watch TV and just, like, not do anything but make $1 million. Like, it's like, you know, the process of what you want, and, like, you're sort of not afraid. You're not committed enough too. I gotta ask myself sometimes, like, am I committed enough for what I want? Is it just a fleeting thought? Because just like I talked to my son, he wants to play basketball. And I'm like, do you like basketball or do you love basketball? Because you say you want to be all that's good in basketball, but you played a video game all day and you only do a little bit of basketball. So what I see from your actions is you love the video game and you like the basketball. When they were interviewing Kobe said, man, when kids are outside playing tag and all that, he's practicing in the rain, practicing.
You can tell when somebody loves something.
Right.
I was looking at, who was it? It was like 2 days ago. I be in my head a lot. So, like 2 days ago, I think it was like Jay-Z. I was looking at Jay-Z, like, doing music, or like Drake or somebody. You have to love that to be involved in making that so much. Like, you have to be in love, like Michael Jordan with basketball. He was in love with it. Right. You'll be able to tell the difference from somebody that loves something and just doing something. Like at my job, I know nobody loves that job because of the performance. I don't love that job because of my performance. Like, it's not like, now this is not something that I love. Hopefully I'll, like, start to love it. But even like $1 million, you know, I don't want $1 million. Like, we was so, like, a couple days ago, we like, oh, we're striving for this money. But honestly, if we get it, we're just going to give it away anyway. So it's like, it's crazy.
Doesn't mean anything.
It don't mean nothing.
Like, one thing I'm realizing too is money can't buy character. Money can't buy integrity. Money can't buy honesty. Like, there's some things that money can't buy. And when you start getting a certain amount of money, dishonesty comes in. You might have to do some foul things. You might have to things you never thought you would do for the money. So it's like, whoa, Marv, watch yourself with the wanting to get money thing. You know what I mean?
Money can't buy sleep at night either.
No. No.
That's a big one. That's
No.
a big one. Money cannot buy sleep at night. Take
You
hard
have
work
to put the work in.
to get what you want out of it.
Again, you have to put the work in. One final one too, like, and that's in everything, even in a relationship. If you just think you're just gonna wake up and just love this girl every single day, unless she's just pretty enough that you just do that. But you have to do things for this relationship to prosper. You know, okay, I want to have a closer relationship with my wife. Well, what are you gonna do? All you do is go to work, you come home and you watch TV. The communication's on a donut. So what do you think? So even in relationships, even in finances, this thing is, what putting in work is universal. Yeah. It's in everything.
And I want to say, just to help them a little bit more with that, like, okay, you want to have better communication with your wife. What are some of the things that you would say you should do to do that?
Okay, for example, when I come home from work, instead of just a dry, hey, how you doing? You know what I mean? Let me let go of work for a minute, put my stuff down, and genuinely ask, how is her day? And listen to what she's telling me. And because you could get in a robotic routine. Hey, how was your day? It was good, blah, blah. You heard it, but you really didn't listen, and you keep going on. Where I could sit down and actually give my undivided attention, even though I'm fighting myself and I don't really want to, but this is how bad I want my relationship to grow. So you know what? I'm going to put aside all that and say, yeah, how was your day? Wow, okay, that bothered you. Instead of just the same routine. What else? Hey, it's 7:30. We normally just lay down. You want to go on a walk? Let's just go on a walk around the neighborhood. You know what I mean? Oh, that's cheesy, but let's try it. You know,
that is work.
Right.
That is work.
Right. Because honestly, I'm lazy. I just worked 8 hours. I don't really want to. But if I want this better relationship, it's not just gonna, my words ain't power or not. I'm not God where I could just say I want a better relationship and poof, it just comes. Nah, I have to do some things. So everyone out there who's watching, man, put in the work. Is it gonna be easy? No, but anything that's worth it shouldn't be easy. Like, because when something's easy, you can't respect it. You can't respect it.
You can't respect it.
Just like when you're hustling, when you're making thousands, that's why it's easy us just buying bottles or giving someone, like, how you just give out 500? Well, I didn't work for it. I went and met somebody. He gave me 1,000, sold something. I don't have no respect for the money. I ain't put no work in for it.
That was the easiest money spending period of my life, was when I was doing stuff for nothing.
Right. But now that I'm putting 40 hours in, I wish I would just be dropping 300 or 2. I'm like, whoa, hold on. How much is that again? Like, hold up a minute.
And the thing is with us, that makes us totally different from a lot of people. If somebody in need needed that money, we would give it to them. Right.
So again, I appreciate y'all. I want to give a shout out to those who just been supporting me on this channel. Allison, I thank you for your wise words of wisdom. You got such a beautiful, transparent heart, and I don't even know you.
Yes, she does. She's a beautiful person. She's going to watch this all the way to the end, so she's going to see this part.
My homegirl from New Jersey. I can't remember all the words, but she knows who she is.
Yeah.
Big shout out to you. I appreciate y'all for supporting me, man.
Thank you for taking the time out to watch this content, because it's very beautiful content. It's beautiful content, and it's needed to make the world better. Stay tuned.
Again, this is my boy Hafeez, bro. I appreciate you for coming on.
Hugs.
Yeah,
we give hugs.
Yeah, you know it.
And you feel it too. The energy. Hugs is the best. I'm gonna tell you that.
And keep smiling.
Yep.
But I appreciate you coming on, man. And y'all check him out. I'm gonna leave it down in the drop box of how to check out his content.
Yeah.
But
Aware Hafeez. Check out my channel, Aware Hafeez. And if you've been in a narcissistic entanglement, check out my channel, Awareness of Narcs. Be on the lookout for my new music video, Man of Honor 2, which I got very, very deep on, and it got very, very dope.
I love y'all. God bless y'all. And remember, growth is infinite.